Welcome to Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. I'm Taylor.
I'm Savannah.
And if you're watching this, boy, do we have a surprise for you. So this is going to be our second video episode.
Yes.
And if you are not watching, am wearing an alien mask. And to my left.
I got the astronaut. This is kind of a callback to the last episode, okay? So I was talking about space and, space travel and stuff. So, and aliens.
Yeah.
So we should have had these on last episode. Unfortunately, but,
I'm going to wear this alien mask every time I talk about an alien. Yeah. Unfortunately, today I'm not, so I'm taking it off. So,
okay.
But I just, wanted to give you guys a little something.
Mine's
cute. I'm throwing it over there.
I'm struggling.
It's okay. We love the real and the raw.
Yes,
here,
exactly. Okay. We just had to have a little fun. Just
had to, seriously. Well, Savannah, let's tell the people what we've been up to.
Yeah.
We saw Trisha Paytas.
Oh my God. We did.
It was such a good show. And if you know who Trisha Paytas is, I must say, that woman can sing far better than she really puts on, like on her YouTube channel. Of course she still sounds like Trisha, but like she really can sing, honestly. I think we all sing.
I know. And honestly, okay, I'm going to be so real. She has an EP that she put out recently. I've been listening to it nonstop.
No, seriously, her music is so good. It really is a vibe.
Yeah.
I love it. I really do love it. Trisha was great.
We did another sort of like I don't know how to. In my head, it made sense to start off that way. Okay, we saw the Minecraft movie, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, we did, in fact, see the Minecraft movie.
Yeah. I think I was trying to say it's another,
event that we went to
that has to do with, pop culture.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was trying to say.
Pop culture girlies to the core.
Pop culture.
And so even though I personally have never played Minecraft a day in my life.
I've played it a couple times.
And I don't even know what Minecraft is. Now I do because I saw the Minecraft movie. I wanted to go because of the hype. Honestly, I wanted to go even before the hype. I just thought it looked funny. Yeah. Like really stupid, but like really funny. And it was that. It really was. It was great. It was sold out. When we saw it, and there were nothing but college boys in there.
Yes.
Fully. And go see my TikTok. People were screaming the whole movie. The whole movie. They knew the whole movie. It's like they've seen it 100 times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how the heck do y'all know this? But it was funny.
Yeah, and we did. We found we got a new nickname for our producer / my fiance, Garrett.
Yeah, one of the main characters in the Minecraft movie is also named Garrett. But tell him what his name was in the movie.
Gar.
Yes.
The trash man.
Gar the garbage man. So.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that fits Garrett.
So that's his new nickname.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, we got Gar as our IT man. He's been helping us. These videos, guys, they're not easy. Actually,
it's not easy.
They're beating us down to the ground, if I'm going to be real honest with you. But we do have Gar trying to help. It ain't much help. But it's something.
It's something. I mean,
so that's all we can ask for.
Yeah. If this has uploaded, then we did our job.
Yeah. Okay? If you're seeing it, then that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Truly.
So anyway.
But anywho, if you don't mind, go rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, please. But if you want to get into your story, Savannah.
All right. Yeah, let's get into it. So this episode, I have a cryptid to talk about.
Okay.
And one that I had never heard about before this. I found it in I have a few different books full of cryptids, and it was in one of those. The Cumberland Dragon.
Oh, I don't think I've ever heard of that. For a minute, I was going to say yeah, because if you know the song Wagon Wheel, it's like the Cumberland Gap, the Johnson City. So it's probably not even that Cumberland, but that's just what my mind went to.
Where would that be? In like Tennessee?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, period. Okay, period.
It's also called the Goosefoot.
The Goosefoot?
Yeah.
Wait, what was the other name?
Cumberland Dragon.
Those are two very different things.
Goosefoot.
Okay, Goosefoot.
So this cryptid is a pretty rare one, all right? It was actually only sighted once.
Oh.
So it's one of those. I feel like there's a few of those that we've talked about before. Yeah, totally. This one was only seen once in the Cumberland Mountains.
Okay.
In Tennessee.
Okay.
And it was sighted actually in the 1700s.
Oh, okay.
So very long ago. It was by a group of soldiers / militia men.
Yeah.
Back in the 1700s. This was during the Cherokee American Wars. So that's why there were soldiers out there. You know?
Makes sense, yeah.
That was happening during the time. But and the Cumberland Mountains, as I kind of already said, it's in Tennessee, in the southeastern part of the Appalachian Mountains.
Nice. So, just like the song says, if you know.
Yes. You know. Exactly. So this story, it was actually posted in a newspaper in Tennessee, the Knoxville Gazette. And they published a section about a sighting of the Cumberland Dragon.
Okay.
Many other newspapers at the time kind of took this story and put it in their papers too. But I'm pretty sure this was the very first one because it was from the area, you know? So you would guess.
Yeah.
I actually even saw one that was in like Europe, like over in, I think in Britain. Like there was a newspaper over there took the story too. That's so it's like it kind of the story kind of traveled far, yeah. So anyway, and some of these newspapers did credit the Knoxville Gazette, but a lot of them didn't. They're like, this is our story.
Shame on y'all, for real.
So anyway, the story goes that in February of 17... Oh my gosh, I had the year. I think I deleted it off my page.
Oh no. Just rewind.
I believe the 1790s, okay. In February, a group of soldiers / militiamen, led by Captain John Beard.
Okay.
Good name.
Okay, John B.
Yeah, I know, right?
Bring it on home, John B.
Also, side note, Beard is spelled Beaiard.
That's so many vowels.
They threw an I in the middle of it. So John Beard, he took his crew of soldiers 15 miles into the Cumberland Mountains.
Oh, okay.
So they're traveling deep in there. And two men in the group, McDonald and another man that they didn't name.
Unnamed. We have a McDonald and John Doe.
Right. Yes, exactly. They were sent out ahead of everybody else to scout the land.
I would not want that job.
Right, I know. And they were just sitting by the water, and suddenly something appeared.
Oop,
a creature. So they had discovered a new creature. This cryptid, it had 2 legs, stood almost upright.
Almost.
Covered with black, brown, and light yellow scales and spots.
Oh.
The spots were like rings.
Okay.
And it had a white tuft or crown on the top of its head.
Okay, that's cool.
And it was about 4 feet high. It's kind of short, but it was like long. So I think it was like 4 feet high, but like 6 to 8 feet long.
Oh,
you know,
that's horrifying.
Yeah,
that's very big, actually.
And its head is as big as a 2-pound stone, whatever that means.
Okay.
Oh, also it had large, fiery red eyes.
Just so happens to have fiery red eyes.
Yes.
Good.
So they say that it stood for about like 3 minutes in front of them. And so they were like, what is this thing? You know, they're like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Some like weird creature. Honestly, the pictures I saw of like the you know, people drawing it and stuff, the renditions, made it look like kind of like a frog or a toad, but with just only the 2 back feet.
That's even worse, guys. If you know anything about me, frogs are my worst nightmare.
Like a frog / lizardy type thing, but big, you know? Yeah.
Disgusting.
So anyway, they're just sitting there looking at this thing. They're like, what is this? And so they kind of turn around and go back and report this to their captain. And Captain Beard, he told them, you got to kill that thing.
What? Yeah, he's like, I'm not going out there if that thing's out there.
Yeah, honestly, that's exactly what it was. Because he's like, we don't know what that is, and we don't want it to get us. So you know where it is. Go kill it.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, fair. Like,
fair. That's their job. They were literally going to scout the land.
Yes. And also, real. like, yes, protect the animals, but also I get where they're coming from.
Yeah, protect
they don't want to get killed by this.
I don't want to get killed by the animal, so I agree.
Yeah. So, and also, this is the yikes moment. They had orders not to fire their guns unless it was at their, like, you know, the opposing side of this war.
Yeah.
So.
Yikes.
Yeah. So they couldn't shoot it. They were like, so they had swords.
Oh my god.
So they went back to where they saw it, and it was still there, actually. And one of the men advanced and struck at it with his sword.
Mm-hmm.
And it jumped 8 feet in the air.
Oh my god. That's crazy.
8 feet in the air.
That's like Kobe.
Right.
Like, that's more than Kobe.
I know. It's crazy. Like, can you imagine this weird looking creature and you like try to get it and it just like jumps higher than you?
It's giving the Minecraft movie. It's what it's giving.
I know. Oh, also, not only did it just jump in the air,
okay,
it shot out a red liquid from its mouth.
Ew, what does that mean? It's not blood?
No, it looked like blood, but it wasn't blood.
That's worse.
It was like a venom.
Oh my god. That's really scary.
I know. And then it ran away into a thicket, and it did turn around a few times, as if it wanted to fight them.
But it wasn't strong enough.
But it just was like, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm just gonna run away.
Oh, dang, that's crazy.
And okay, so this part of the story is not in the original like newspaper segment, because the newspaper segment is actually pretty short, but there is like another source I found that said that the red liquid was like this really, really dangerous venom.
Oh.
And it was like acidic, and it but this is really bad.
I'm scared.
So the acid, like the red liquid, landed on one of the men.
Okay.
And it was as if they had been sprayed in the face with this corrosive acid.
Well, to be fair, in animals, like for real, known animals, anything that's like really bright colors, it is supposed to be poisonous. So it kind of does fit.
Yeah.
But that's horrifying.
Yeah.
That's so scary.
And the source that I found said that he probably like died instantly.
Well, there's at least that, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Rest in peace to that man.
And I guess the other guy, like, I don't think he even killed this thing.
Yeah, John Doe. He's like, don't put my name to the story. He said, I wasn't there.
Right.
I was there, but I wasn't.
That's probably why his name wasn't listed.
I think so. He was like, do not.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That's funny.
Oh, and so the footprints of this creature are the reason why it's nicknamed the Goosefoot.
Oh, okay.
Because the footprints do resemble that of a goose, but larger.
Interesting. I'm trying to think about what a goose's foot looks like right now. I can't. Like a duck?
Kinda.
Okay. I'm gonna have to Google that later.
Yeah. We can Google
Goosefoot.
it. We can Google it. Yeah. So, another note that I have here is that the Native Americans had told them about this creature, or they had known about this creature at least. And they say that it would kill a man with its breath. So I'm guessing that's the venom.
Yeah.
And, unless you immediately immerse yourself in water. Which you wouldn't think water does help with a lot of things, but
well, I guess it's just like washing it off your skin.
Yeah.
Is what it's giving.
True.
Oh,
this guy, if it hurt him instantly, how would water even help? I don't know.
You're right. I don't know.
Like, maybe it would, but...
Maybe. That's crazy that the Native Americans have stories of it, too, though.
Yep. They do. So this creature is thought to be a drake, which is a type of dragon, which is why it's called the Cumberland Dragon.
Yeah.
A drake is a wingless, dragon-like creature. So if you think like scaly reptilian type thing, and smaller and less powerful than a traditional dragon, but still, pretty strong.
Like a Komodo dragon. Is that what they're talking about? Like, that's just what I'm giving. Like, it's a dragon, but it's not like what we think about from the movies. Dragon.
Yeah. No wings, but like...
Yeah. Still scaly.
And
big.
Yeah, I would say kind of Komodo dragon, but this has 2 legs.
Yeah, so. And way bigger.
Yeah, and it's big.
Way bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. So in reality, like, what exactly do we think this could have been? Well, I was kind of trying to come up with some theories, but what do you think?
The first thing that I personally thought about was Godzilla.
Godzilla.
I mean, okay, like, just imagine, like, baby Godzilla.
Oh my gosh.
Because he looks like that. He looks like a dragon, and he walks on 2 feet.
But in Tennessee?
I mean, maybe that's where he had his babies. But if we're going to be real, what animal I think that is most similar to? None. No, I mean, I guess the Komodo dragon, but they do not live in Tennessee.
I know.
Or anywhere close.
Okay, so you say that it could be Godzilla.
I do say.
I do have a few things
that really it could be.
Maybe, I don't know. See, the size of it really gets me.
Yeah.
But I was looking up, like, okay, is there a frog or a toad creature, like, with some sort of venom or, like, that would be in this area? There is one poisonous frog that's native to your face. I know you hate frogs.
I do.
There's one poisonous frog native to America.
Oh.
And it is in that area. I mean, it's in like other areas of America as well, but it is like it would be there. Pickerel frogs.
Never heard of them.
Never heard of them. They have poisonous skin secretions, so it's not like they're like venomous. They're gonna like squirt liquid at you.
Touch them.
Yeah, it's like touching them, and it's actually not even like deadly or anything. It's kind of just like irritating.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And there's also the American toad and the Fowler's toad, and they are poisonous as well, but they're like the same thing. It's like their skin.
Okay.
So it's like none of them are venomous, none of them are really deadly, but it's like those are the only things I could think of that would look similar.
Yeah, that's weird because I was gonna say, like, since it was technically only seen once, at least that it was written about, maybe it was like that frog, but just like it had like some deformity or like it was giant or something, but it's not the same venom.
I know.
So it doesn't really make sense.
I mean, honestly, the only other explanation is it really
real.
Is a cryptid.
It is real. Yeah. I mean, it really could be.
I mean, this was the 1700s. What if it was a creature that did exist and died out?
Yeah, maybe. Or we can always fall back on the theory of since it's the 1700s, did these people need glasses?
Maybe.
Like,
honestly, I do forget that factor a lot. Because that could be true.
The glasses scale.
Yes.
Like, did they need glasses? Maybe. I don't really know what it could have been, though, that they would have been looking at that big on 2 feet that looks like a lizard. I still don't know what that could be.
It looks like reptilian / like frog-like, toad-like.
Yeah.
Scaly.
Weird. That's so weird.
I don't know.
Wait, where is this guy? McDonald. Anybody ever talk to McDonald?
What do you mean?
Oh, he died, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, McDonald. I forgot. The other one is John Doe, and he doesn't want to be talked to.
Yeah. And then Captain John Beard.
Yeah, John Beard.
Yeah.
John B. Dang.
So anyway, that's the legend of the Cumberland Dragon, aka the Goosefoot. So,
listen, that is crazy. That is so crazy.
mm-hmm.
Because now I'm just like, it's real.
Right, I know.
That's like, you wouldn't think that coming from a story with one source. I know. But like,
I mean, I guess there's other sources.
There's multiple sources.
Because the Native
Americans,
yeah, people say that they talked about
and
it
of course
before,
they just didn't write it down, obviously. But that's, wow. Well, you know what's crazy is that when we do this podcast, sometimes our stories, we don't tell each other our stories. They're so similar.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is it really similar?
Oh, it is so similar.
Okay.
So for today, I have the legend of the Duck-Footed Dum Dum.
Duck-footed, so Goosefoot and Duck-foot?
Goosefoot and Duck-foot. When you said that, I was like, there is no way.
Wait, that's what this episode's going to be called. Goosefoot, Duck-foot.
Goosefoot, Duck-foot, Redfoot, Bluefoot. That's what it's giving.
Mm-hmm,
wow. Mm-hmm. And I really know that the name sounds like a prank. And it's not April Fool's Day anymore. It's not a prank. It really is real.
Yeah.
So.
I believe you.
You see, the Duck-Footed Dum Dum... It is actually one of the most popular fearsome critters.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We love a fearsome critter.
We do. So if you don't know what that is, we have talked about some of them, the fearsome critters in the past, such as the hodag in episode 89 and the cactus cat in episode 161. So definitely be sure to go back and listen to those. But if you don't know what a fearsome critter is, let me tell you. So Google describes it as a mythological creature or animal that is portrayed as dangerous, terrifying, or menacing. And at least for the fearsome critters in America, they are typically dealing with lumberjack lore. Yes. Like in lumberjack folklore.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to think that lumberjacks as a job have like a whole...
It's because they had their own little camps and they had basically a community just around their job. And,
And you know what else? While I was like doing this story, I was like thinking like why like no other occupation really that I know of has like cryptids, you know, other than lumberjacks.
Well, and cowboys.
That's true.
Because the cactus cat was a cowboy.
That's true.
But what were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, and it kind of makes sense for the cactus cat too.
Yeah.
Is that like, well, for lumberjacks at least, they're out in the middle of the woods. Guys, we know about the woods. Okay. Yeah. We know the woods are dangerous and scary, and things live out there that we don't know about, such as the staircases. Do you remember the staircases? Oh, Throwback to like episode, I don't know. Yes. I don't know the answer, but it's probably like 5.
That was the early one.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think about the staircases in the woods all the time, and I'm just like, anytime I see woods, I'm like, yeah, there probably are some strange creatures out there. So it makes sense that the people who are cutting down these trees and shipping them across this country would be seeing some weird creatures, you know?
Or they're just,
or they're bored, and they want to make stories up. Regardless, it makes sense. And for the cactus cat and the cowboys, again, they're out there where nobody else is, like in the middle of nowhere. So either it's happening, or they're bored. Yeah. One of the two. But anyway, let's get into the Duck-Footed Dum Dum. Okay. And I do want to just tell you why I chose this story.
Okay. I mean, I think from the name.
Yes, from the name. But I was going to say that I personally feel like a Duck-Footed Dum Dum.
Really?
Because if you guys do not know, really fun fact about me, I have webbed feet.
Oh my God, toes. You do?
I have webbed toes. First of all, hold on. Not webbed feet. Not webbed feet. I have webbed toes.
Is that not the same thing?
I mean, my whole foot's not webbed. I think that's like the clarification. I just want to make sure people know, okay, that 2 of my toes on each foot are webbed. Okay, not my whole foot. Okay. But I was just like, that is me. I am the Duck-Footed Dum Dum. We'll get into it, but they have webbed feet. So it's me. So that's why I wanted to do it. And yeah, and I will say, just before you ask me any questions, yes, I was on swim team. Yes, I was good at it. So
definitely because of that.
I have to attribute it to the web feet. Yeah. That's all I know. But anyway, so as we have just recently gotten into the spring season, as I was literally driving here to record this, I was realizing, wow, everything is green suddenly.
Yes, I know.
Like today. all of a sudden everything is green. The trees are no longer dead.
I know. Honestly, I realized that recently too.
Yeah, I think it's because it just rained 2 days ago for the first time in forever. So I think that's why. But yeah, spring here has sprung. And so it is the perfect time to tell you about this critter because it is most active in spring. So this is the time to watch out for the duck-footed dum dum. Okay, let me get into what this creature looks like. Also, the reason why it comes out at springtime is because it hibernates and then comes out at spring. So that's why. Allegedly. Anyway, what does this creature look like? Apparently, wait, I just want to ask you, what do you think it looks like?
I mean,
obviously it has wet feet.
You know, all I can go off of is duck-footed. So, like, I'm just thinking it's like a duck. But I don't know.
And that's what I thought, too. I would assume duck. Okay, so let's get into what this little creature looks like, right? You said duck.
Yeah, because
it doesn't. Okay, I mean, I get it.
I'm trying to think about it. It's like all you're giving me is duck. So I'm and I obviously am dum dum. But I'm like I know it probably doesn't look like a duck though, right?
It does not look like a duck.
Okay.
It might walk like a duck and quack like a duck, but it does not look like a duck. Its body is actually cat shaped. Its head and ears.
Cat shaped.
It's actually what? It looks like a cat. Okay. It looks like a cat. Yes, it does. However, this is where it differs. It doesn't have a mouth at all.
I don't like that.
Oh, you're really not gonna want to like what I have to say next, honey. So as well as no mouth, it also has not one, but 2 tails that look like a bass drumstick. And the 2 tails actually swing around. And so it looks like a cat, but its back, like the top, like if this is the cat and this is the tail, this part of like the back of the cat is flat.
Okay.
And it's like drumstick tail to tail. It actually comes down and bangs on the back like a drum. And it's like, don't.
What?
If you're watching the video, you got a little bit of a demonstration of what it looks like. So it has like a flat back and essentially its body and tail is a drum.
Okay. I don't know how I would have ever guessed that.
No, you wouldn't have. I just wanted to see what you were going to say.
Crazy.
Yeah, and the legend does say that when the tails swing around and, hit the back of the cat, it cracks at the sound like lightning. So it's like boom, 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 like really, really, really big booms. Yeah.
5 big booms.
5 big booms. This is the original Rizzler.
Oh my God.
And whatever the family is called. So its tails, when it hits the drum, quote unquote, is actually so loud that it's said that the fish hear this sound. And when they do hear the sound, they know. It's like their signal to know that it's time for them to go to shallow water and lay their eggs because it's springtime.
What?
Because remember, this creature only comes out in the spring. Yeah. So when they hear this boom, boom, crack, lightning sound, this one very specific sound, they're like, okay, now it's time to go lay our eggs. Okay. So then after the fish lay their eggs, obviously the fish leave, whatever, they move on. But the duck-footed dum dum, its job, it actually keeps watch over the eggs and make sure, that they hatch and live. So that's interesting and honestly kind of sweet,
Interesting.
It's kind of sweet. And based on the text about this creature, it said that the fish were not able to tell if it was spawning season unless they heard the sound. Oh wow. Back in the day, I suppose. Okay. Yeah. And so apparently the noise from this, drum or whatever, it emits some kind of frequency that activates breeding stimulus in fish. So that's, I guess, the theory behind it. Yeah. The fish scientists worked it out. And I do know that there are frequencies that can, there is actually a breeding stimulus in fish. I do know that. Irrelevant why, but I do. So it's not too far off that like a frequency or sound could make that happen for the fish.
Okay.
Like it's not that crazy that it happens.
But it's crazy that it's a cat-shaped drum animal.
Right. Yeah, that part is crazy. That part is the crazy part for sure.
Yeah.
And okay, so this is just, it's so crazy. I'm having to breathe because it's that crazy of a story. It is said that if there are game wardens out where the duck-footed dum dum like is, the game warden would actually scare the critter off, and then this area would not have any fish come summer because they didn't hear the crack.
Oh my god.
So people were like, get the game wardens out of here.
Yeah.
Get them out of here.
Okay.
Because we don't have our fish, and obviously they need their fish.
Mm-hmm.
Another interesting thing about this creature is that the first time it appeared, at least in written form, it's definitely been understood to, like, this was like an older creature. There's no like major time frame on this or area really, but it's just very old. But the first written thing about this, at least that I could find, was from 1922, and it was in a Wisconsin newspaper, and it was actually written by the game warden at the time.
Oh wow, okay.
T. That's big T. So of course, you know, the stories, they come from the lumberjacks. I already said that. In this writing from this game warden, he tells a story of the fish and the duck-footed dum dum, and that the story actually came from the game warden who trained him for the job directly. Okay, like it happened to him. So his boss, essentially.
Yeah.
And, but apparently, this story, he later learned it actually did not happen to his boss. Oh. That story actually came from that guy's boss. Okay. And so that guy's boss and that guy's boss. He later learned that it had been passed down at least 100 years.
100 years?
So that's at least 1822. So, wow. Who's really to say how old the duck-footed dum dum is? Right. We do not know. The real origin, we will never know. But old is the answer to the question. Indeed. Yeah. It's also hilarious to me because the locals, and I don't really necessarily know locals, what that means. There's no like area of specific that this creature exists, just in general. But apparently they call them dum-dums. Love that. Like the little candy, you know?
Okay.
Like the lollipop.
I'm getting it. Yeah.
But they said that they try to ignore humans and just keep to themselves. So they like don't really provoke the humans. Unlike typical fearsome critters. You know, like I said, they're evil, mean, bad. Yeah. But these guys, they kind of chill. If they're not being bothered with, they're chill.
Honestly, I feel like that's some of the other fearsome critters that we've talked about.
Right.
We're kind of just chill.
Right.
Unless
and like these
you did.
Right. But like if you mess with anything, obviously, they're gonna bite back. Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry. I was very confused for a second about what I was trying to say. But anyway, although what I've said thus far, you know, the creature seems nice. And it seems pretty chill. Thank goodness. Like, I can imagine maybe possibly even being friends with this dum-dum. One dum-dum to another, you know.
Right.
But there are some stories that are coming out of Oregon and Idaho that are less chill. So, like, maybe... And yes, this is like a United States cryptid, but I think it's supposed to be all over. But only the bad stories are coming out of Idaho and Oregon. Okay. So maybe up there. Maybe he's, you know, we got the good ones down here. They're chill. Right. You know, we have our fish. Yeah. But those stories from Idaho and Oregon, they describe the same creature, you know, cat-like with the tails and the drum. But they also describe the creatures as looking part amphibian. Kind of low-key giving the Goosefoot over there. Okay. So that they did still look like cats, but instead of like hair, they had scales.
Right.
Which I'm like, okay.
And I guess I get it because they're supposed to be helping the fish.
Right.
So maybe they are
part fish, yeah.
As well.
And they do raise the fish too, so they know that they have to. So you know, it makes sense, possibly. And in this one newspaper article that I found, it tells the story of a man who started hunting these critters for sport. I don't know why he ever thought that was going to turn out well.
Yeah, probably not a great idea.
No. Okay, so this man, he's hunting them from sport, right?
Yeah.
He is in the woods. He sees one. He sees a duck-footed dum dum out there in the woods.
Right.
He pulls out his .22. He aims it at the duck-footed dum dum, and he shot. Unfortunately, he wasn't a good shot. He missed, but barely. I mean, fortunately.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, good.
Yeah, good.
Because, like, why would you want to hurt this creature?
Okay, if you hurt the creature, you're hurting yourself because you're not going to have fish. I don't know what people don't understand about that.
Yeah.
I really don't get it. But luckily he missed, and the creature jumped, which is funny, just like your creature. I don't think it jumped 8 feet. Yeah. I'll say that. But it did jump really high, and then it started running after this man. Yep, sure did. I don't know what he was expecting, though. I really don't. So, yeah, he's running through the woods. This creature's chasing him through the woods. Long ways. It only stopped when the man climbed up really high in a tree. And that's when the dum-dum, he was just chilling at the bottom of the tree. And I honestly think he probably could have climbed it and then just chose to not climb it and then walked away.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. So... I mean, and he was like, "Oh, it attacked me. It was like evil. It's evil." And I'm like,
that doesn't seem like an attack to me.
I mean, it did attack you, but why? Let's answer that question.
Right. That sounds like self-defense.
Right. Self-defense. Exactly. Exactly.
Valid.
Very valid. I'm on the duck-footed dum dum side in this case.
Me too.
And we need a gavel. Boom, boom. Anyways, so I know we always say this. Since this critter has been seen for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, that's what we know. It could have been seen before then. But we have to ask ourselves, is this creature real, or do they need glasses? I didn't know I was going to say that twice in the story, or in this episode.
Okay, but I always viewed the I always view cryptids as the ones that are like more likely to be real versus the fearsome critters.
For sure.
Right? Like
for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think they could be?
So actually,
yeah.
There was actually articles that this is not even like me coming up with something to talk about. There actually were articles of being like, what could this be that they were seeing back then?
Okay.
Because people were speculating that they just didn't have glasses. Because obviously, let's be real, guys, an animal does not have a drum on its back.
No.
Okay. It just looks like that. And maybe they do make a noise, but it's not the drum that's making the noise.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
So, people were looking into that.
Yeah, see, these stories could be embellished a lot.
They could be. They definitely could be. And like I said, that one story from that one man, the game warden, was passed down for at least 100 years before, and that's just what he could track down.
Yep.
So who's to say how many times it changed? I know you guys have played the game Telephone. That's exactly how these stories go. So sorry. But before I tell you what people think this could be, do you have a guess of what this could be, possibly?
No.
If it was an animal?
No. I honestly have no clue.
Right. And when I tell you what people think is going to be, you're going to be like, Taylor, no.
What, like a platypus? I don't even know.
No. People think that the duck-footed dum dum could be a squirrel. An early squirrel. Not the same squirrel we have today, but like an earlier squirrel. And listen, I understand. At first you're like, no, this thing doesn't look like a squirrel at all. But like, okay, imagine you take off your glasses and you're looking at a squirrel. Like, what do you see when you see a squirrel if you don't have your glasses on? I do see its tail.
And I guess so. I mean,
like I do. And I really think that's kind of like the only part of that theory that even made sense to me was that their tails are huge and they do move around and they do, climb stuff and whatever. And they're not like evil.
Yeah.
But
and it would chase you maybe.
And it would. It definitely would if you were shooting it. But, they don't really make a sound that could be loud enough for fish. You know, if we're going with that. And they don't really make much sound in general. So I'm like, if this was the squirrel, so let's say, these people might have needed glasses. Mm-hmm. But Did they need glasses and a hearing aid? Like, I don't think so. I think, like, even they were saying the fish.
And a hearing
they
aid.
said the fish could hear the sound from the frequency. So, I just feel like it's not a squirrel. This is just me debunking the people's theory. I don't think it's a squirrel. And I'm not necessarily saying that I think that this creature is real, because I don't really. But maybe it just doesn't exist anymore. And maybe it did. with the other footed. What animal was yours footed?
The
dang, if I did not forget.
Now I'm forgetting the goosefoot.
The goose. The goose and the duckfoot.
Goosefoot.
Yeah. I mean, a goosefoot's a thing, allegedly.
Could be.
Possibly.
It was seen once.
Right.
From what we know.
That's right. Well, this one was seen more than once. Confirmed. Allegedly.
Confirmed allegedly.
Confirmed allegedly. But yeah, I definitely don't think it's a squirrel. And that's really the only... I mean, there were other animals listed, but they were even further away from a squirrel. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
No. Because if anything, you need to say cat. Right? That's why are we not saying cat?
Right.
It looks like a cat.
They said cat-shaped.
Right.
But it's a squirrel.
Cat-shaped, but it's a duck-footed dum dum. Like, I don't know. And I also, one last thing, I could not figure out, like, where they got the name Dum Dum. I understand duck-footed. Like, it has web feet.
Yeah.
But.
I think because Dum Dum lollipops, and it's like a drumstick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right? Didn't you mention that?
I did, but I just said that.
I feel like that might be it.
But were Dum Dums, I don't think they were invented.
I don't know.
I actually don't know when Dum Dums were invented. Does anyone know? Savannah's going to tell us. But, I mean, maybe. I feel like they might be old.
1924.
No, because even this one was 1922. The story. So, I don't know. And, you know, when I was looking this up, I was getting also a lot of stories on the Dum Dum bird. Because there is a Dum Dum bird that also is extinct. But it's got nothing really to do with this story. So.
Okay, actually, we are Dum Dums because it's obviously because that's the sound of a drum.
Oh my
god. Duh. Oh my gosh. Took me a second to figure that out.
That's exactly why I said I relate to the story, because I am a duck-footed dum dum.
No, that's definitely why it is, because it's like
dum dum.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay, we see it. We got it.
Yeah, we see the vision, guys.
We got there. See, people are listening. They're screaming that at us.
They're like, guys, come on. Yeah, I'm sorry.
We got there eventually.
We did. And all that I do know is that if I were to see this creature, I would be so scared.
Scared?
It doesn't have a mouth. It has a drum.
Oh, I forgot the fact that it doesn't have a mouth.
And it has drums on its back, and it's like, dom, dom, coming down the road. No. Yeah. I don't want to see that.
I know.
And every time I leave this house, there's like an animal or creature outside waiting for me. And now I'm like, this Dum Dum's going to be out there.
I know, because my backyard is kind of wilderness, kind of like
straight up wilderness. Woods. Yeah. So the Dum Dum,
there are creatures.
He might be out there. There are no fish around, so maybe.
Right.
Maybe, you know, they don't have a job here to do. But yeah, that is the legend of the Duck-Footed Dum Dum.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
There's no words, honestly. I can't believe we did that.
I know.
Duck-Footed and the Goosefoot. That's so weird.
That is crazy that we just did that without coordinating that at all.
People are not going to believe us. I swear it's true. It's so true.
It is true.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I can't. I really cannot with that. But definitely be sure to check out our Instagram to see some renditions of these creatures. Yes. They do look crazy. At least really do. The Duck-Footed Dum Dum looks crazy. I'm going to have to show you because the pictures are wild.
You're going to hate the renditions of the
I don't even want to see it. I'm about to dislike our Instagram picture because I don't want to see it. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, so one last thing before we go, Savannah.
Yeah.
If you had to pick one to come across, would you pick the Duck-Footed Dum Dum or the Goosefoot?
I think the Duck-Footed Dum Dum.
I think so too. I just want to see it, honestly. I want to hear the drum.
Yeah. That one seems way less intimidating.
Also, I was thinking, the no mouth is really scary, but it also can't bite us.
Right. And the other one has a dangerous mouth.
Right, and it can't spit out dangerous killer poison at us. So maybe that's the win. I'm going with the Duck-Footed Dum Dum. Mm-hmm. You guys tell us which one you would want to be coming up on in the woods.
Yeah.
Let us know. But that is really all I have for you guys this week. What about you, Savannah?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, well, then I guess we will see you guys next week.
Cue the music.